I'm at the base of the mountain running uphill. You're either running for the top, coming down, or you're stuck still. It's hello, have a seat, then it's farewell. Yeah, I know it just repeats like a drum beat, like a drum beat, like a drum beat. The way up, the way up, the way up, I need all that. The way up, the way up, the way up, I need all that. And after all and all along, it's just a wheel we're spinning on. It's the bottom of the barrel, I know now. The last in the cask, a little flat, oh well. So I wait the carbonate get poured out.
Welcome back, guys, to WA4B Adventures. We've got a car. We're going to do a walk around. Rob, come on in. Hey Ben, how you going? Good, mate. So, what is it? Car goes broom, pew pew. No, it's a 2015 Prado. I bought it about, when did we go away? I think it was start of October last year. Yeah, no. Start of October last year, I think I bought it. We bought it from Maddington Toyota, and it was pretty much stock standard when we got it. I had them put some stuff on, but since then I've upgraded a few bits and pieces as well. Just your basic D4D, 3 litre turbo. Does the job, mate, gets me where I need to go, as you would have seen from some of the footage we've done.
And it's a Prado, right?
Yeah, Landcruiser Prado. So yeah, 2015 model.
Alright, let's start with the easy stuff. What's your bull bar?
Ironman winch compatible bull bar. Had this put on by Toyota as well when I got the car, because the last thing I wanted to do after my last Prado I had was fit it up myself. So I just went all out, and when I bought it, got all the gear put on that I needed to put on, and I put the rest on. So yeah, just a standard IMR winch compatible bull bar.
Ironman.
Take 2. Standard Ironman winch bull bar with a 12,000 pound winch, Dynamo rope.
Yep, nice. Lights.
These here, eBay special.
These look like ones out of my old D-Max.
Yeah, similar, but these ones are actually, I think, 70 watt each or something.
You didn't steal them off my D-Max.
No, I didn't steal them off your D-Max. But yeah, I just got them off eBay. I think it cost me like, I don't know, 60 bucks for a set on the front there. And yeah, they do the job. They work for me. They're all wired up. I've done all the wiring on them, so they all work.
Alright. What have we got there? Nice little whip.
This is a GME AE4705B. I had to read that because one of our other crew members, Danny, actually got it for me, and he said it was better than his one. So I've obviously got the upgraded version. But yeah, I bought this because I had a little whip and snapped it on a tree on one of our runs. So I've got the thick one now. It's nice and solid.
6 dB?
Yeah, 6 dB.
Let's go that way, eh?
Alright.
Alright, so we're at the side now. It doesn't seem like there's a hell of a lot going on here, Rob. What's going on?
I haven't got that far yet. No, tyres, I'm running 265 70 17. I was running 265 65, but I wanted to go up that little bit more. So these are just Goodyear Wranglers, all terrains. Does everything I want to do, as you've seen yourself. It gets me where I want to go.
So what are these, like 32 something?
About 31 and a half, I think it works out to. So nearly 32, because I went up that extra 5. But yeah, it does the job, gets me where I want to go, does most of the things I want to go.
Yeah.
Bloody ants!
Suspension?
Suspension, I have Ironman Pro Cell shocks on the front, and I have Ironman shocks on the rear, 2-inch lift all round. So I'm actually maybe thinking about going one more. I don't know yet. I'll see what happens.
Every inch matters, eh?
Every inch matters. But yeah, no, just Ironman 2-inch lift all round. Does the job once again. Gets me through sand, most stuff, as you can see from the panel damage. But don't want to look underneath, because there'll be more panel damage.
So factory side steps.
Yeah, just factory side steps that are
Beaten up.
a little bit beaten up, but they're holding in just. So yeah, we'll see how they go and how long they last for.
Alright, well, what about the awning? Is that 2.5?
Yeah, this awning here I got from King's. I bought this when I got the car, probably about a week after. 2.5 by 2. So it folds out. It's only been used once on our boys trip, which we did at Camp to Glenmervyn,
Yeah.
and one other time when me and the missus were out. So yeah, got that on there, and pretty much just your standard Ironman. This is a 3/4 rack. I did ask them to put a full rack on it when I got it, but ended up with a 3/4 one, but does the job. So yeah, got that up there. Just once again, eBay little 30 watt lights for the
Work
top.
light.
Yeah, just on the work lights. So I do have a 160 watt solar panel on the roof.
Yep.
It does the job, charges both my batteries, so keeps me going.
Nice.
And that's pretty much the side.
Yep. Alright, we'll mosey on through the back and
Have a look at the system of
yeah, we'll have open the back door as well and have a look in there and go from there.
why not.
Alright, so we're at the party end.
The party end.
Party end, rear end.
This is the end to keep all the alcohol in.
So yeah, another awning I see.
Yeah, that's only a that's once again King's one. I've had this one since my last Prado. It was never used until I put it on this car.
Which one was that?
My 2008 D4D Prado I had, which, well, you've seen my grey one. Yeah, I had it on the back of that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought it was 95.
Never ever opened it. It was on the 95 too.
I thought you bought it for the 95.
No, I actually bought it for the 08. Pretty sure I bought it for the
He's
08.
used it on this.
It's only been used on this one, no other one.
Because
So
I
yeah,
know
once again, just a King's one from Super Centre there in Canningvale.
more work lights I see.
It's Creed special, same as what's on the side. I actually have these.
Bit of water in that one.
Yeah, a bit of water in those ones. I actually have these all around on the sides. These 4. I got like 4 for $30, and they do the job. They're quite bright for setting up camp and stuff. So that's pretty much all they get used for.
Yeah.
And my permanent on reverse camera at the back, so I can basically see who's behind me because of this shade I've got around my windows, and my trig hitch, which also for my kid band.
Who's this?
This here, that is actually mine and my wife's other channel. This channel we use for our travel adventures when we're going across country and overseas and stuff like that. So, which some of our camping trips with the boys on it have been on there as well. So that's for our other channel we use.
And just standard tow bar, nothing special.
No, nothing special, just standard trig race hitch tow bar. I've got a trig hitch for my van, got the recovery point, got the normal tow bar point, so does the job. So it's all it needs to do. I've smashed a few trailer plugs, replaced a few trailer plugs. But yeah, and under here I have my actual car reverse camera, standard on the Prado.
Alrighty then, we'll open it up and
No worries.
have a look.
So yeah, this bit here, I've built all this myself. I built the same sort of design in my 08 Prado, like just tub system basically. I've just got tubs in there with stuff in it. I do have my 70 litre King's fridge on a slide, tight and slide, does the job, except in hot weather. But yeah, double fridge, freezer. It does usually work pretty well, but it's pretty hot inside the car, so it's cranking a little bit at the moment, staying at steady degrees. Under here I actually have my toolbox, but I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. And my tub system just pulls out, drops on the ground, get out what you want. Yep. Pretty easy, or I can pull it halfway out and lift half the lid. So that works for me. It's got all my spare ropes, tent pegs, oils, power steering, shit like that. Obviously toolbox. And this is my travel buddy oven. This thing I've had for about 6 years.
Yeah, we got
And it works quite well. It's cooked a roast on one of our trips down south. It's cooked donuts, pies, pasties, pretty much anything I can put in this. But there is a note to yourself. When your light stops working do not put your hand inside to see if it is actually working, because that gets hot in there. And I did that the other day when I was cleaning my car, because I found out this little red light doesn't work. But apart from that, the oven works. It's still going up 6 years, but I think I might be upgrading it very shortly. And then, yeah, basically I built this as well, which just holds all my dishes pretty much. Nice little tub system, nice, easy. Pull it out, put your table down, drop all your tubs underneath, and I've got my gas stove behind.
Nothing special, but just factory stuff.
No, this is just factory, like your tools are in here. I haven't done anything with this part of the door yet. So it does open. I carry my 2 little lights in there.
Something might be a good little storage spot.
But this here, I'm actually going to get Ben to fabricate me up drop-down tables for his own little channel that he's got. Creative Customs, check it out. So yeah, that's pretty much, that'll probably be a job for you later.
Salt blanket.
Yeah, you got Kmart specials.
Yeah.
Another $6.
Yeah.
Put them in there. I've got them on the side windows as well. Just tries to keep the heat down inside there, so that works pretty well as well. So
Does it work?
it does. It actually keeps it cool in there. In winter, it keeps it warm enough. In summer, it keeps it cool enough. Just the fridge does struggle a little bit, but I also have another fridge which I use in there too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I built all this just out of 12mm plywood.
Yep.
And I whacked one up from all my other cars. I had one in my 95 series. I have one in my 08 series, and now I built this one for this. I should have probably got drawers put in when I ordered the car, but this works for me. I'm so used to it now. I just pull my tubs out, drop them down, and it works for me.
Yeah.
Everything's there, and especially when I pull this out, the table sitting there, I've pretty much got everything right there.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's pretty much the back end, and obviously my oils and everything else I put in there.
Nice.
Awning extension.
Nice.
So that's, yeah, the back end.
All right, we'll move on to the other side because there's one more thing over there that we haven't done yet. But everything else seems pretty good. All right, so I see something we missed on the front. I see a snorkel.
Yeah, just Iron Man had that put on as well when I got the car from Toyota. So basically, my lift, my rhubar, my rack, snorkel, dual battery system, and my winch and all that I had put on the car when I bought it. It added a little bit extra to the car, but rather than try and get all the stuff myself, I just got them to put it on. So all I had to buy was like my lights and solar panels and put all my other stuff in. So yeah, that was already, I had that put on the car as well. I do have a photo of this when we first bought it, straight off the lot when we first seen it.
We'll insert that here.
Which I will actually put in right about now. And yeah, I'll show you that. That was stock standard, no lift, different tyres, same rims but different tyres. Yeah. And it was a lot lower to the ground and actually looked brand new. So yeah.
So I noticed that's sitting further in than on the other side. What's going on?
Panel damage. We went out to, I'm pretty sure it was the power lines. And my last Prado almost made it to the top without hitting the sides. The 150, unfortunately, are a little bit wider than the 120s, and hence the scratch at the back.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. There's a nice little bit of something going on here.
A little bit of panel damage there, and this.
That'll buff out, won't it?
Yeah, that'll buff out. This panel damage. Yeah, so that sort of happened there. And this car's got a few scratches. I actually buffed it yesterday to get rid of some of the scratches, but it didn't work too well.
It looks better than what it did, I can tell you that right now.
So yeah, that's yeah, it's not off-road. I didn't buy it to be on-road.
That's
for that reason. So I bought it to go off-road. Me and the wife go travelling, we go off-road as well, so that's what we use it for.
So you don't buy a four-wheel drive, just drive
No.
to the mall and back. Something we have missed, we've got some lights up here.
Yep, I've got, these ones are actually wired up to my high beam through a relay and everything, so I can turn them on or off.
All three of them?
Yeah, all three of them.
Yep.
These ones here are 70 watt.
Yep.
eBay specials. I think they cost me $60 for the pair. So I've got one of those on each side.
Yep.
And the light bar up the top there is a 120, 20 inch, which I also got off eBay as well. And they're all wired in through relay. I've done all the wiring myself, and they're all on the high beam and all the switches and everything right. So and I've actually just set it all up with Deutsch plugs, so it's easy just to unplug.
Yeah. So you can see the solar panel sitting here.
Yeah, I've actually I haven't done what most people do and lift it right up.
Yeah.
Because I still use the full length of the rack to carry the swag and gazebo when we're just doing weekenders.
I suppose that's the downside to a 3/4 rack, not a full rack.
Yeah, pretty much, because with the full rack you'd be back here somewhere, you'd have that bit extra room, but they've only whacked a 3/4 on it.
And obviously you got your...
I mean, Max Treads, eBay special,
whatever
Max
they
Trax
are.
Treads, whatever you want to call them. Grippers.
Who
There you go,
cares?
grippers.
As long as they do the job, who cares what brand
Still
they
brand
are.
new, hardly been used.
I
Good
know.
old Prados, mate.
Yeah, at the end of the day, treads.
Yeah.
As long as they get you out of the thing situation.
Yeah, they basically sit up there like, I haven't taken them off from our last camping trip, as you know yourself, but usually if I'm just going to work during the week and we're not doing nothing for a couple of weeks, I won't leave them on the car.
Yeah.
But I've just, forgot to take them off when we come back from camping. So.
Fair enough.
But
Might
that's pretty much the outside.
Might have a look under the bonnet quickly so you can see.
Don't mind the red dust, steady.
Yeah. So
But I'll
under
show
the
you
bonnet
what-
now, and I can see it's a D4D.
Yes, D4D, 3 litre turbo.
Not 2.8.
No, the thing with the 2015 models is we actually bought one of the last ones that had the 3 litre in it. After that, they went to 2.8. And to be honest, working for Toyota, I've driven a 2.8 and I've driven this, and I definitely prefer the 3 litre, and especially for towing power for my van.
Plus all the rumours you hear about.
And yeah, I've heard a lot of rumours about 2.8, but this is basically the same setup I had in my 08 model, and it never let me down in that either. Expensive for services, but you know.
No worries. So your dual batch system, what have you got? SBI. Oh yeah, I see your standard breaker.
Yeah, Red Arc, just Red Arc dual battery
Down
system. Once again, I had Toyota put this in for me. They did put in a smaller battery, 85 I think it was, or 82 or something. I've actually gone out and bought this 105 because I was having a few troubles with the solar panel and the fridge draining it.
Yep.
Because when we went away camping a few times, I've had both fridges, one on the back seat as well, holding all my adult beverages cold. And the other one was carrying my food, but they had a little small battery in there. Worked for a while, don't get me wrong, like the Red Arc and everything. This is the main battery. And I've got the solenoid down there, which jumps over to that one, but this one is 105. So I've actually upgraded that. Cost me about 240.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, Red Arc down there.
Down there.
Just
If you
down
can
there.
see it at all, but
I'm pointing straight at it.
There's a Red Arc down there, so that works.
Yeah, well.
I think this cost me $240 something from Auto One, but it's got 12-month warranty, so just needed that bigger cranking
Fair enough.
because it wasn't big enough for the one that was in there.
Cool. All right. Final thing. We'll jump inside and go over
See what's going on in there.
on your dash and that.
She's a bit dirty.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're on the inside of the rig. Can I call it a rig?
You can call it a rig. This
is it a rig?
Get your rig out episode, so why not?
All right.
So what have we got going on in here?
Yeah.
Well, it's your basic 2015 Prado. I have done a lot of mods inside here. Now, when I did buy this, there was nothing in here but your standard stereo. And all the buttons and stuff, like those push buttons and light bar buttons and that, I've actually pulled this whole dash out and ran wires after wires from underneath the bonnet to the relays and wired everything in myself to the lights.
Well, working for Toyota, you should know what you're doing.
Sometimes. But yeah, no, you're right. So yeah, I've actually pulled it all out. It's pretty easy to pull apart and that. So apart from your basics, I've actually added quite a few things in here.
All right. Let's go over a couple of things then.
So
We'll start up top.
this here is, if I can just power it on for a minute. It's, turn off. Dude. So yeah, this here I've actually bought from eBay. It's my reverse camera. As you can see at the back there, when I'm driving, this is actually permanently on.
Yep.
So I can see what's behind me because of those shades I've got up. But I can change it to any position, front, have front and rear going. I can have back and rear going.
Yeah, righto.
But usually 90% of the time, I set it like that. And then, it does my job. It does what I want to. Records constantly over a 5-minute period. Just keeps going. I think I've got a 128 gig card in it.
Yeah.
So if anyone slams me, there's my proof.
Yeah.
Or it's also good for off-road footage. So, that's basically that. Just $55, I think it was. I think Big Dylan bought the same one as well. So he's actually had problems. But yeah,
Alright.
so that's pretty much it. Turn that off now. Good night. Thank you.
So we got. That's not a Hemer, is it?
No, I did have a Hemer up there, which I bought at the same time I bought my oven, and over time the Hemer was good. We used it, but yeah, over time the battery just started going and going and going. So I actually bought this VMS for $200 and something just as a backup from Supercenter, and it does the job. I'm still learning how to use it and add maps and stuff like that, but basically it's just GPS with the off-road maps on it, the Topo off-road maps.
Okay.
And 200 and, I don't know, $30.
Yeah, so then what do you use this one for?
This one here, I've actually just recently installed that on the last trip because I don't have an iPad, but I do have a Samsung tablet.
Yep.
And I've actually got Hemer maps on the Samsung tablet, so I've actually sat that on there for our, I think it was our Wilbinga one we did. I actually paid for the Hemer maps, and it sits up there and just, it's a universal clip. So it just basically can extend to whatever.
Pretty much like what I've got.
And then I just run the charge cord down to my lighter socket. And yeah, that runs my Samsung tablet A, I think it is, with the Hemer maps on it.
Yep. So, alright, we'll just... Obviously that's a phone hole, we don't need to worry about that. 2 switches.
Yep, so this one here is my spotlights on the front, and this one here is my light bar on the roof.
Yep.
So I've actually put them in. These downhill, I never ever used the downhill ascent. It's useless. That's basically my 4-wheel drive. Like that, and then you obviously you got your high and low on the switch, which very rarely out of high 4 unless we're on the sand, and then you use low, or sometimes low. It just depends what I'm doing. But most of the time with the Prado, you can just push that and go.
Yep. Alright.
It works quite well.
Alright, cool. Radio, GME.
Brand new GME TX 3500. I did have a 3100, an old one in here.
Yep.
And eventually the buttons decided that they didn't want to change channels, but yeah.
Fair enough.
And
nice
magnetic holder, so if I drop it when I'm driving, or you just drop straight on there. It's nice. It's noise. But yeah, no, I've only had that a couple of months now, so I am going to put a second one in here for highway travel for when me and the missus are doing stuff. We can have one on 40.
Fair enough.
And this one usually stays on 18 or 16.
And so you've got the extension speaker.
The extension speaker in there, and I've also got, this is connected to that, so a little bit more sound and rather have the speaker come off the side.
Who needs cup holders?
Don't need cup holders. And that there's lighter socket I put in and a couple of USB ports.
Yep.
And that basically runs my camera. That one there charges my VMS, and I've got a spare one for charging my camera gear.
Solar panel.
Yep, 20 amp for the solar panel, 20 amp volt regulator for the solar panel.
I'm going to get technical. Is it MPT? Is it the MTTP?
It's a 20 amp volt regulator for my solar panel.
So it's just a basic setup.
Just a basic setup, mate. It's just come with the solar panel, so I just wired it all through and plugged it in. And
fair enough.
Sitting there, usually when the car's running, I sit on about 14.2, but it's just sitting on 13.6 with the sun, so it's actually working
good.
for once.
That's kicking in good. That's pretty much it in here, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't, I have extended wires, because on the back of my tub system I do have another lighter socket and USB ports which I've put in.
Yep.
And my compressor is running behind there, but my compressor switch is down here on the dash. So I can show you that as well.
Might have a little squizzy.
And I do have my work light lamp here.
Yep.
And you got your second start button, basically for taking off if you get stuck in those situations and you don't want to take off in every other gear.
Yep. Fair enough.
Never used it, once again. So, and traction control button, obviously.
All right.
Electric brake controller.
Brakes, yep.
On this side as well, which I'll get Dylan to show you the compressor and brake controller. That's for my caravan. It's got electric brakes, which we will eventually see out on the tracks of it soon enough.
Cool. All right. Well,
so that's pretty much it.
We'll have a look at the hidden stuff behind the seat.
Yes.
And then we'll
jump over there and I'll show you that. So yeah, stuff I got going on in the back. Recovery gear just sits down here all the time. My spare bottle of water, which I use if we do a boys trip or something like that with the crew. That sits there. I hardly ever have to take water. I just use that. That's a brand new bottle. Underneath my seat I do have a spare damper and a spare strap as well as my tyre deflator. But this is the bit we've jumped around here to look at. If I flip this forward, I can't actually move the seat forward, but I'm sure you can see it on the camera. So I have wired up, there's for my oven, I've wired up a 12 volt lighter socket in here and a dual USB. that's sitting on there on the back of my box system. Compressor is hardwired, as you heard from the switch. I do have this switch here, but I also have the switch on the dash. So if I leave this on, I can just hit the switch on the dash. And then, yeah, basically gas bottles, my airline tyre repair kit pretty much just sits behind the seat. That's pretty much all that's going on behind here. And everything I have wired in has a fuse at each end. A fuse at that end, fuse here, everything in this thing has been wired in. I've got 2 fuses basically on it and also going through relays. So I've done all that stuff myself, and the wires just run down, they're all hidden.
Nice. There's a lot more satisfaction when you do it yourself, isn't it?
Oh yeah, a lot more satisfaction when you do it yourself, and especially because it doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it. You can figure out how you want to run it and just sit there and do it, and then you think, oh, I might just run it this way, and then you go and put a fuse in and go, I'll put a fuse in here as well, just in case. You might blow the front one, but it still feeds back through it.
The amount of cars that I've done, or just like Robbie's car, the wiring and that was shocking.
So yeah, that's basically why I pretty much double fuse everything, and I've Deutsch plugged all the lights on the top, so if I ever do get rid of the car or have to get rid of the car, I can just basically unplug everything, keep all my gear, take it home, leave it sitting there for the next Prado I get. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
Cool. Alright, well mosey on back to the front and we'll talk about some future stuff.
Why not?
So, future mods. Now one thing I did notice when you started the car, it was very quiet.
No, it goes boom boom.
Is that a future mod?
Yes, no, we were actually out on our last family camping trip, which I made some footage for mine and the wife's channel on. And the girls were sitting there when all us boys went off to do a bit of forby in Brunswick, which we are going to put that little bit of footage we do have up, because the big fella holding the camera right now did some damage to his car, so it kind of killed our day short because we had to go finding parts. But yes, you guys all took off. She heard 2 trucks go past, then it went quiet, and then she heard Danny's Prado 120 go past, going pew pew with a lot of noise. And when I got back to camp, I got told I basically got to put a 3-inch exhaust on it. So I'll be looking into that now.
So you've been told to put an exhaust
I've been told by the wife. I've got the wife's permission to go do it.
Why isn't it done?
We only got back last weekend.
Fair enough. Alright, so what else?
Other future mods I've got. What I'm actually thinking about doing now, like I said on the lift, is maybe going up. I want to try and go up maybe another 1/2 inch or maybe 45mm spaces on the front, just to lift the front up a little bit more. And because I do have a lot of weight in the back, I want to upgrade the springs in the back.
Well,
But yeah, other than that, I'll probably upgrade because of the weight in the back.
Yeah.
Upgrade my rear springs a little bit heavier because it does sink a lot in the back.
Yeah, definitely something I would do.
So yeah, the other future mod, I'm going to put the other 2-way in. Probably get another aerial, put it on this side. That'll be strictly highway 2-way, so it'll be stuck on 40 or 39.
Yep.
For when we're travelling.
And I'm assuming one future mod will be steps or sliders.
Yeah, I want to do the bars down the
Scrub
side
bars,
of the guards, the scrub bars down the side of the guards into the steps.
Yep.
I don't know whether I'm going to go sliders or just get the. I've looked in. I haven't actually looked into it yet. I'm still contemplating which steps I want, whether I want sliders or what, or we manufacture something up ourselves.
Yep.
But I do want the bars to protect the front guard after the last power suspension that we took the guard out. And yeah, pretty much that'll be my future mods. There's a couple of other spots I need to put a few USBs. I'm going to put some on the other side in the back wall, which I didn't actually show you in my back compartment where my fridge is.
Yep.
I've actually got an Anderson plug to my fridge with a lighter socket hidden in there, so it's not in plain view. So I'm going to put a couple more USBs in there. So, I mean, if you pulled the fridge right out, you'd be able to see it, but there was no point actually pulling it out. You couldn't see it.
Fair enough.
And yeah, the only other one I want is the Kmart rear bar.
Yep.
Dual wheel rear bar.
Yep.
So I don't have to carry a wheel on the roof. I do have the hole for the roof, but I don't want to carry one on the roof.
No, you don't really want extra.
Which hence the reason of looking
Good
at
30 kilos on the roof.
Yeah. Well, that also gives me the looking at the heavier duty springs as well. Once I put that bar on running the 2 wheels, and I've already got a lot of weight for that.
Yep.
I'll be looking at upgrading the springs in the rear.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that's pretty much Oh, and an inverter.
Yep.
That's the other thing I've got to do yet. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to put one in the back as well.
Sounds
So I'm
good.
thinking about either maybe a third battery in the back and an inverter, or just the inverter connected to this one.
Yep.
I haven't decided yet. It's been in the go for about 3 months. Danny works for a 4x4 place that I've asked him a few things about it, so I'm still deciding what wattage I want, what I'm going to use it for when it's just me and the missus at work. Like we did a trip to Esmonds, like southwest trip, and we basically just took the car, just stayed in hotels. But when we were out, if we wanted to talk and stuff like that, we did charge stuff. I took my laptop and I couldn't actually charge it myself back to the hotel.
I'm assuming you take your pods and make your coffee from your pods and that. Are we one of these type
She
of
wants
people?
to.
Oh, we're one of these type of people.
She wants to, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that's the other. Yeah, pretty much the mods I want to do to it.
Yep.
A little bit more lift, heavier duty springs, dual wheel carrier.
Basically the standard mods that everyone wants to do.
First thing I'm looking at is the exhaust, because the next camping trip I want to go on, I want to actually go pretty full myself.
Well, the exhaust is an easy one.
So yeah, that's pretty much my 150 Prado.
Cool.
Does the job, gets me where I want to go, whack it into 4-wheel drive, and like I said before, it's not a concrete cowboy car, man.
No.
It goes off-road. It does. I will put this thing. I know its limitations.
He knows his limitations as well.
I know my limitations. I know the car's limitations. I will try stuff, and if I can't quite make it, and we have to get the winch out, well then so be it. But I will give it a go, as you boys all know. And I do know when to stop. Even when the missus is in the car, she says stop, and I'm still going. It's like I know when to cut it off because I know when I'm not going to make it.
No, that's fair enough.
So I know the car. So yeah, that's basically it for my 150 Prado, I guess.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, pretty much, yeah. If you like this sort of stuff, make sure you follow us. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, which you're watching us on right now. Subscribe.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also with Ben here, don't forget to jump onto Creative Customs Garage. He has his own channel and his Instagram as well.
I do more of the...
But he does more of the mod stuff, which is hence the reason why I was going to probably get him to fabricate something up for my back door there, just a couple little drop-down tables. Yeah. But I want to just sort of sunk in the same way. So I was looking at Ben doing that for me. And obviously all us as a family group, we all sort of get in and help each other out with all sorts of things that we need done, and getting out there on the tracks.
Yeah, definitely.
And we love taking the wives and kids out with us. Best part is I don't have to take any kids. But yeah, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget the bell notification, guys. You want to see the rest of the boys' walkthroughs coming through. So we've still got Danny's, Ben's and Dylan's coming to you guys as well.